Maui, guys. It's Jenna with the Roaming Yogi, and we are at the beautiful Kapalua Bay. I'm going to lead you in an energizing yoga sequence. So we'll be right here behind me on this beautiful point. And go ahead, roll out your mats and grab any support you need, and we'll get started.
Come to a comfy seat on your mat and bring length to your spine, maybe placing a block or bolster underneath your hips to get started here. Feeling the crown of the head reach up as you slide those shoulders down the spine, settling into your space, allowing your eyes to close. And beginning to focus on your breath. Quality of your breath might be a little bit shallow, so deepening, letting the belly fill, expanding through the rib cage all the way to your throat, and then exhale. Let's draw the hands to heart center, creating an intention to lead this beautiful day wherever you are. Might resonate, something you need. Breathing into that intention, letting it fill you with that positive energy and exhaling it out. One more deep, full breath like that. Letting that intention lead you into this practice. We'll release the hands, open the eyes. Take a big old inhale, sweeping palms to the sky, and we cactus open on the exhale. Feeling the shoulder blades draw down the back. Inhale, extend the arms. And exhale, back into cactus arms. Big full breath in, like we could expand the arms and invite in that intention. Let's release now. That left hand to the mat is extending the right to the sky. Nice bend into the elbow as we come to side bend and sweep that arm right in front of you, landing onto that left side. Inhale, right arm high. Side bend, sweeping that arm, little semicircle, it lands again on the right side. Inhale, left arm high. Once more like that, each side. Stretching out in front of you, the hand plants, and inhale, deepening into that side bend. We bend the elbows, sweeping again in front. Begin to crawl the hands in front of you, coming into a seated forward fold here. Inhale, we extend our chest, and then exhale, deepen and melt into this fold. Now, on your next inhale, to pull ourselves forward, rocking onto your knees. Landing in tabletop, untangle the legs behind you, squaring up on your mat, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Begin to take a couple rounds of cat-cow here. Exhale, pressing the earth away as we round for cat. Draw the navel toward the spine. Inhale, extend your gaze, your chest, tailbone to the sky. And exhale again. The navel pulls back in toward the spine. We're actually massaging that adrenal gland. Waking up in our spine. Movement with breath. The inhales extending and exhales rounding. Mindful, fluid breath. Cool inhales through your nose and long, even exhales. We are evening out our breath and paying attention to it the entire time, letting it lead this practice. Let's take half puppy dog here. Lower onto that left elbow as we extend the right arm in front of you. Forehead comes right down onto your forearm. Hips stay high. Softening through the shoulder blades, we begin to sink a little bit deeper here. Maybe encouraging those hips to come a little bit back toward the heels. Let's take that other side. Rising up, the right forearm plants in front of you, a little bit further away as we extend the left arm. Feeling that nice stretch through the pectoral muscle, whole shoulder girdle. Begin to walk the left hand back under your shoulder, arriving in tabletop once more. Let's prepare to extend that right leg, giving that nice calf stretch. Press back through the heel, tucking the toes. And rocking a little bit maybe into the toes. Getting into all the metatarsals there and pressing back through the heel a couple times. Lift that leg high as we lower onto the left forearm. And bend your knee here, send your heel toward that left hip. Press more energy into the right hand that's planted to find a little more rotation here in this modified three-legged dog, opening up our hip. Nice. Now round the spine and draw that foot right through center between the hands. A lot of distance between that back knee and the front heel. Arriving here, pressing the knee away, modification of Anjaneyasana. You might choose to stay right here, or maybe expand those arms down. Let the fingertips be active, rolling shoulder blades down the back. Option to take this into full Anjaneyasana here, reaching the arms overhead, maybe grabbing hold of shoulders, elbows. Good. Let's plant that left hand under the shoulder, sweeping the right to the sky, opening up and laying back any amount that feels good, expanding through that whole right side of the body. Let's heel toe the foot away toward the edge of the mat and open up the hip further. Press that inner thigh away, looking over right shoulder, breathing. Let's heel toe that foot back in alignment and rock back for a half split. Hips sinking back toward the heel. Breathing into that space, that hamstring. Let the sole of the foot return. And then the back toes tuck and we start to lift the knee. Settling in here for crescent warrior. If you feel unstable, just heel toe the feet apart a touch, hips distance, reaching and extending those arms behind you. Keep pumping up through the back thigh. So press that heel toward the back of the mat. Maybe a reverse prayer here, bend the elbows, send the thumbs down the nape of the neck. Let's plant hands to frame up that foot and send it high behind you into a three-legged dog. Bend your knee, send your heel again to that left hip. Keep your chest square to the mat and a release back down next to left foot. Inhale. We just drop right onto that right foot, coming back now into this tabletop, extending left leg behind us for that calf stretch. Weight back into the heel. Maybe that slow movement into your toes again. Feels great. Begin begin to draw that heel high to the sky, coming into that modified three-legged dog. Drop onto right forearm, bending in the knee. Press strong through the left palm, opening up that hip. And you start to draw that knee in toward the chest, sending that foot right between your hands, preparing for Anjaneyasana. First, we sweep now. That left hand to the sky, opening up. Laying back into that shoulder, and then heel toe the foot away from your body, creating space here to open your hip. Your hand presses that thigh away, looking over left shoulder. Your breath's there, and then returning that foot back underneath your knee. We arrive in Anjaneyasana, your version. With the arms sweeping high. Keep drawing your inner thighs together. Mula Bandha engaged to help protect the low back. Strong core. Grabbing hold of opposite elbow. Releasing now. Your hands to your thigh. Let's start to pick the back foot up and arrive in crescent royal. Pinkies rotating in toward one another, maybe deepening into the pose here. Bending a little deeper into that front knee. Power up through that right thigh. Good, frame up the foot. Send that left foot high into the air, three-legged dog. Bend your knee. And send that heel toward the right hip. Squaring your chest toward the mat. Begin to look underneath that right armpit if you like. Releasing that foot next to the right, arriving in down dog. Really stretch that spine. You can bend into the knees, pressing strong through your arms. Lengthening here. Begin to rise high up onto tippy toes, looking forward, coming into plank. And drop to the knees, this first chaturanga push-up. Hug your elbows into your side body. And inhale, press the earth away for cobra. And the shoulders drop down the back. And sink your hips back toward your heels for child's pose. You can slide your arms alongside your body, hands toward your heels. Softening in your shoulders, relaxing. Some deep, full breaths here. I like to awaken the body very slowly, easing into the physical body with the breath. Slowly begin to crawl those arms forward and pull yourself forward using cat pose, rounding the spine. We tuck the toes, send the hips higher, down dog. And pressing strong through your arms. Press the heels back to the mat, and then we rise up, floating up onto tippy toes. Let's look forward into plank, navel to spine. Exhale to your down dog. And your inhales carry you forward, floating into plank again. Look out in front of you. Strong core. Pull it in toward your spine. Inhale carries your hips high again. Down dog. And once more, floating forward into plank. And down dog again. Let's look toward the hands and step toward the front of the mat. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the palms high to the sky. Nice full stretch. And exhale your hands to your heart center. Here we go. Inhale, sweeping arms high. Let's rise up onto tippy toes, finding balance. Reaching up. How tall can you be? And Drop to your heels, sweeping those palms down. They find the mat again, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, step back to plank pose. You can drop to your knees if you need. Find Chaturanga by coming onto the tippy toes first, right? Then you can drop. Inhale, expand your chest, cobra. Exhale, roll it back, your down dog. And breathing, doing great, guys. Mindful movement with breath. Inhale that left arm or foot to the sky. And let's look between the hands. Send that foot right through, rising up. Warrior one. Sweeping your palms to the sky. Breathing here into this pose. Good. Transition. Open up. Warrior two. Looking over left fingertips. Even distribution of weight through both feet, both arms. Looking right over. Beautiful gaze. Sweep the palms to the sky and reach out in front of you to come into your version of a reverse warrior. Whole opening in that left rib cage. And that forearm finds your thigh, sweeping the right overhead, extended side angle. Long line of energy, heel through fingertips. Good. Let's transition here to the long edge of the mat. Just rotate left toes in. And we're going to come into Skandasana. Bend into that left knee and lengthen the right leg, toes to the sky. So we might plant that left hand, creating space in the rib cage. Reach that right arm to the sky. Trying to encourage the hips to come back. So if you're rocked up onto the toes, see if you can come back toward the heel. Good. Let's transition here through center. Straighten both legs and send your heavy head right toward the earth. Maybe on your hands, maybe a block here is helpful. Inhale, we start to look forward, crawl the hands forward, flat back. Stacking our wrists right under shoulders. Sweep now that left arm to the sky, opening up. Nice. A release back to the earth. And we sweep the left arm to the sky. And back to center. Let's settle into Skandasana, other side. Bending into the right knee, extend the left leg, pointing the toes. And plant that arm out in front of you, expanding the left to the sky. Maybe even playing around with a half bind here, right? You can sweep that arm behind or not. Take this wherever feels comfortable in your own body. Good. Let's transition to the back of the mat, rise up, taking warrior one on the other side, bending deeply into the right knee, reaching arms overhead, breathe. Your palms connect and reverse prayer. One more time, elbows to the sky. Transition here, warrior two, looking over at the right fingertips. Press out through the outer edge of that left foot. And let's prepare to reverse that warrior, flipping the palm to the sky. Inhale, reaching overhead. Good. Forearm finds your inner thigh, sweeping that left arm overhead. Extended side angle. Let's begin to frame up that foot and kick this leg high again. And finding three-legged dog. Bend your knee, send your heel toward that left hip. Good. A release back to your dog. And we sweep that left leg. Find three-legged dog this time. Back to your dog, floating into Vashisthasana, side plank. We find balance on the right hand and foot. Your version, so you might step that left foot behind you to find balance here, or option to stack the feet, maybe separate to this nice starfish pose, whatever variation you like of this pose. Let's take Wild Thing. Float that foot behind you, press into the heel, and expand your chest. Lift your hips high. Beautiful arch to the spine here, looking right back. Drop the head. Nice. And now keep your gaze onto the mat as you float over into plank and take it right on the other side. We are staggering or stacking or floating that leg as we reach the right to the sky. Stay strong in the left palm. Maybe reaching that arm overhead. And then finding Wild Thing. We float that left foot behind us, bending into your knee, arch your spine, shift your hips right up to the sky. Good. Back to plank. Let's come forward, chaturanga push-up. Plug your elbows into your side body. Inhale to cobra, exhale. Sink the hips back to your child's pose. A couple deep full breaths here. Let's transition, pulling yourself back up to tabletop and finding a comfortable seat on your mat. Extend your legs right out in front of you, reaching your arms overhead. And now reach them toward your toes. You might not find your toes, perfectly fine. Maybe your ankles or calves. Find this nice stretch through the hamstrings again, forward fold. Shavasana, bending into that left knee, draw the sole of the foot to your inner thigh. Inhale, arms overhead, and then extend them right out in front of you. Deepening here. And breathing. And rising up. Coming right into a seated twist. We take the sole of the foot to the mat, wrapping up that bent knee, looking over left shoulder. So we plant that hand right into the mat, into the earth, to draw length to your spine on your inhales, and your exhales bring you a little bit deeper into the twist. Let's transition out of this. And just let that knee come down, pressing into the left hand. Shift the hips high. We're again extending to kind of a modified side plank. Just let that feel good in your body. That whole stretch through the right side of your body. And let your hips sink back to the mat. I'm going to take this right onto the other side. Extend that leg and begin to now draw the sole of the right foot to your inner thigh. Inhale, arms overhead, and exhale, reaching toward your foot. Lengthen over that leg. And breathing nice and long here. Never forcing anything. Encouraging a deep stretch, mindfulness, more connection with your internal body, cultivating more awareness within. To rise up, crawl the hands back in toward the body, and let's take that seated twist, drawing the knee in and wrapping it up with the left crook of the elbow here. We float right arm behind. Inhale, press into the earth to draw length to your spine. Exhales bring you a little deeper, rotating over the right shoulder. Drop that knee out to the side again, like Janu Shirshasana. Press into the right hand behind you. Shift your hips forward, rising to that knee. Sweep the left arm behind you any amount. Enjoy that beautiful stretch. And letting your hips sink back to the earth. And slowly begin to transition onto our back. So scooch toward the front of the mat and roll onto your back, drawing your knees in toward your chest. Little rocking back and forth. Noticing as the knees draw closer in, the entire back and spine is connected to the earth. As the knees come away from the body, the low back. It's that nice little space. Maybe we create big circles with a widened stance with the knees. Rocking all around your sacrum, one direction and the other, rotating opposite way. Let's extend the legs to the sky, pointing and flexing those feet, hugging up behind your hamstrings. A simple inversion here. Begin to take that left leg to the mat and draw the right knee in. Coming into half happy baby here. Extend the knee now beyond your shoulder. Grabbing hold of the bottom of the foot. Foot right up to the sky. Good. And then maybe a crossing ankle over knee. Let that left knee come in to support it. Preparing for this reclined pigeon or figure 4 position. Thread your hands through that little puka, that little space we've created. And let the thigh come toward your chest. Keep pressing the right knee away at the same time. Flexing your feet. And then maybe here we can deepen option. You might stay right where you are or cradle up that shin in the crook of your elbows. Foot to the other one and extend that left leg long on the mat. Tucking your chin toward your chest. Good. Coming out of this, releasing that leg, lengthen both legs out on the mat. We start to draw that left knee in. Give it a nice squeeze, finding half happy baby here. The hand reaches for the outer edge of the foot, extending it right up, knee beyond your shoulder. Maybe extending it a couple times, right? Kicking into your hand. We begin to draw that right knee in, creating that little space. Threading hands right behind back of that thigh. Keep pressing the left knee away, same time. Breathing here. And then here comes that option to deepen. So you might cradle up the shin again, in the crook of the elbows, and extend the right leg long on the mat. Shin toward your chest. Breathe nice and deep here. Good. Releasing that leg. Start to draw both knees in again, soles of the feet in line with your hips. Extend the arms overhead, lengthening in the upper back. And then place the arms right down, preparing for bridge. Press into the arms, lift the hips high. You might even interlace your fingers together underneath you. And maybe crawl those feet in to gain a little more height. Keep looking straight up to protect your neck. Chin toward your chest, guys. Maybe extending through that right leg, that option to deepen here. Foot comes down to the mat. Extend the left foot up to the sky. Press more in through your toes to gain height. Press in through your upper arms, your shoulders. Good. Releasing. Big full belly inhale. Maybe supporting the low back, your hips with your hands, and your elbows. And coming onto toes again. When you feel ready, let the hips sink, lengthening in your upper back again. Let's draw the knees in toward the chest, a little counter pose for all that back bending. And bring your forehead to your knees, creating this tight little ball. Come out of this now. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet meet, and let the knees fall wide. Your hands onto your belly. Settling into a deepened breath. Feel the rise and fall of your breath in your belly. Out of this into a nice spinal twist. So we extend the left leg and cross that right knee over the body, looking over right shoulder. Maybe just sweeping that left arm overhead to deepen if you like. Let's come out of this and switch sides now. So pick those hips up, shift them over to the left as we extend the right leg, crossing left knee, looking over that shoulder. Some deep, full breaths. Expanding that arm overhead to lengthen. Let's come out of this again and take this full body stretch. Reaching for all four corners of the mat and settling into your most precious pose. Shavasana. And letting go of any residual tension in your mind, your body. Give over to this time of integration. The whole point of yoga right here is culmination. Of all of this energy coming to fruition right here. Let go and receive your practice and all the merits for you and others. To bring smaller movements back into your body, wiggling fingers and toes, deepening your breath. And letting that turn to larger movements, sweeping your arms overhead. Once more, this full body stretch. Begin to crawl those knees back in, giving yourself a big hug. couple more little revolutions around the sacrum, massaging the low back. Reversing the circle. And making your way onto one side, cradling your head in your upper arm. This fetal position. Just taking your time to arrive. When you're ready, with your eyes closed, pressing back into the mat or staying right where you are. Maybe extended shavasana. Once seated, we will draw length to our spine again, bowing your chin toward your chest. Let's take a full deep breath together. Inhaling the arms to the sky, palms connect overhead, and exhale to your heart. Bowing your chin toward your chest, honoring yourself for taking time to cultivate this mindful practice within. May you have a wonderful day. Namaste.